Hey YouTubers, welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going back into the Harbor Freight website and checking out their top plumbing tools. So we've done this before and I have a lot more videos like this coming. Now, keep in mind, plumbing is probably one thing that I try and stay away from unless I absolutely have to. It's just something I don't like to mess with, so I don't have a whole lot of experience in it. Anything around the house I try and, do it myself, save the money, especially if there's something I can learn, I try and learn it. I can do a lot, but plumbing is one that try not to do too much of. Swapping out a toilet, things like that, that's no big deal. But any major plumbing stuff, I don't usually do a lot of. So once again, I don't have a whole lot of experience in it, so just keep that in mind. But we're going to be going over basically every category on the Harbor Freight website in the future, so stay tuned for those videos. Today we're going to be going over 10 or the top 10 sold plumbing tools on Harbor Freight's website. Now, actually, there's 11, but two of them kind of go together, so it is what it is. These are the top sold and top reviewed or most reviewed tools. These are not the best. There may be better options, but these are the things that sell the most and have the most reviews on the Harbor Freight website. So let's go ahead and get into this. First up, as you guys could see for the first minute that I was talking, is the 4-in-1 plumber's brush. It's used for cleaning pipes like a pro with the plumber's fitting brush. Just a very simple multi-tool for plumbing needs. Not a tool that I've ever used, but it's got a rating of 97% and 698 reviews, so it is rated a lot and rated very highly. And here's just some information. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail on these items just because you guys can see it clearly here. Next up is the adjustable laser etched wrench set. This is the 4-piece set. They do have a couple different sets like this. They all, these have like the rubber grip on them. They have other sets without it, but this one is rated quite a bit more than the other sets, so that's why this one is included. Keep in mind, another thing that I try and do is I try to select tools from all different types of tools within the plumbing category, because if I just, went down the list, we'd have a bunch of the same types of tools. So I tried to break it up into different types of hand tools and stuff. So this has 92% rating with 1,025 reviews. It is $18. I'm not one that really uses a whole lot of adjustable wrenches. I love the Knipex Pliers wrench, but there's other brands. CONT at Harbor Freight has them, and many other brands have them, but that is a fantastic tool that I basically use to replace an adjustable wrench, so that is something to keep in mind, but these are rated highly for a very affordable adjustable wrench set. Here are the other sets that I was talking about, and then there's the information. Next up is the super glue, more specifically the 3-pack. I have a bunch. I just pick this stuff up whenever I need it. It's just handy to have around and not worth spending a whole lot of money on. This is $1.49. It has a 95% rating with 4,548 reviews. And they have multiple different size sets. As you can see here, multiple different size sets for different prices. This is just the most rated or most reviewed one out of all of them. And then the next item is kind of what goes along with this one, which is the super strong quick setting epoxy, which has a 95% rating as well with 1,891 reviews. Works on many different types of materials. The epoxy dries in only 5 minutes, forms a permanent bond. It's also water resistant. The last item, or the super glue in this, I kind of count as one. So next up is the curved jaw locking pliers. This is the 3-piece set from Pittsburgh. This has a 94% rating with 2,146 reviews at $12. I don't use locking pliers a whole lot. I have the Milwaukee ones, which I really enjoy. And I believe I used to have this set back in the day, like way back in the day, 7-8 years ago. But I just don't care for the big comfort grips. That's just a personal preference. So I went with the Milwaukee because they were affordable and they had a lot of good reviews as well. But here at Harbor Freight, this is the most highly rated one. Quite a bit of good reviews on it. Also, keep in mind that if these are going to be tools that you're going to be using every single day, keep in mind what you're paying for these tools, the quality of them. Don't expect, top tier tools. That's not really what we all go to Harbor Freight for, but sometimes when you go to Harbor Freight, you can get a really good tool for a really good price, and sometimes you don't want to spend a whole lot of money on a tool that you know that you're going to, use and abuse. So there's always things to consider, and every tool kind of has its place. So it all just depends on the type of work that you're doing. Next up is the finger release rationing PVC pipe cutter. This has an 88% rating with 1,411 reviews. So I used to have one just like this. I believe mine was from OEM Tools, slightly different design, but it was a rationing one nonetheless. This is $8. I thought the one that I had was great. I literally used it twice on some fuel line when I was building the fuel line for the Camaro, and there are pins that hold, as you can see here, this area here. There's a pin that runs through there, and then you kind of got an E-clip that locks it in. Well, there's also some internally that connect some mechanisms to the rationing portion, and mine fell apart, and luckily enough I was able to find this E-clip, and it took me forever to get it back in there, and then it just ended up falling apart again. I went through 2 different ones, same issue, refused to buy another rationing PVC cutter. I ended up going with a different one. But depending on what you're going to be using it for, if you guys have one like this, I hope that you guys have better experiences with yours than I did mine. But at $8, here is the information on it. Next up is the Centec digital inspection camera. They do have a couple different options as far as inspection cameras at Harbor Freight. This is the more affordable one, also being the most popular one, and it has an 89% rating with 1,317 reviews. And inspection cameras can be fantastic, not just for plumbing, automotive, but just having one in general for many different purposes can be extremely handy. I got my first one maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and it is a game changer. And then they have a selection of different attachments for it as well, different length camera cables and things like that. And here's a little bit of information on it, but definitely not the best digital inspection camera out there, but it's a good price. The warranty is on this for 90 days. So not the best warranty, not the best digital inspection camera out there, but if Harbor Freight is easy for you to go to, then that may be a good reason to get it. But otherwise, look on Amazon. You can usually, there's a huge price range and quality range of different inspection cameras. It's just something to keep in mind. Next up is the Teflon tape, and this is just a single roll. It is rated at 99% with 1,017 reviews. This stuff is really handy. I bought the big set of it. I haven't noticed anything bad as far as its quality compared to a couple other brands that I have in there. I have probably 10 rolls, and a single roll is $99, but you can get them in this 10-pack for $8. You can also get the extra heavy waterline PTFE thread tape and the gas line PTFE thread tape. So they have a couple different options there as well. But once again, this one being the most popular. Next up is the 14-inch steel pipe wrench. This one has 98% rating with 689 reviews. It is $8, and they do have aluminum ones as well, but this was once again the top rated one. It is the 14-inch steel pipe wrench. They have different lengths, steel and aluminum available. This one has a 2-inch pipe capacity. Next up is your caulk tube plug. So this is really handy. I don't know how many, things that, not just caulk, but multiple different, chemicals that I've had go bad. And I've always just kind of threaded a screw, find a screw that kind of fits tight. This is kind of handy, and it's extremely affordable, $2, and it screws in, and it's kind of like a step bit, and it gets bigger the further you screw it in, so it really seals it up a little bit better than, like a standard screw. Then there's the information on it. And then last up is the 1/4-inch to 3/8 inch tubing bender. This one is at $10. It has a 92% rating with 568 reviews. This isn't specifically for plumbing. I did go to the plumbing section. It does come up. It doesn't state anything about plumbing. This is more one that I've seen and personally used in the automotive field. They use these a lot on brake lines and things like that. But this is a 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch tube bender, and I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about here, but they're using this on air conditioning, refrigeration, and things like that in HVAC or plumbing, whatever you want to consider it. But this one is for much smaller lines, and I do know, they run lines like this to the back of or inside of refrigerators and things like that. But once again, I'm not going to pretend like I know what's going on there. I know I use these in the automotive field for different types of line, but once again, not in the plumbing industry. They're both $10, and this one is just going to be used for, a little bit larger lines and different types of materials as well: aluminum, copper, steel, all of that good stuff. And it does have the angle indicators on here, and it's got 3 different rows for your different size lines. So that is it for the Harbor Freight's top 10 most rated plumbing tools. And I really hope you guys enjoyed. I kind of got this one out of the way because, once again, it's something I don't have a lot of experience with, and to me, not the most exciting one. But we're going to be going on to others like top cordless drills, storage cabinets, air compressors, impact drivers, top wrench sets, top screwdriver sets, things like that. We're going to be going over a lot, and at least for me, a little bit more interesting stuff. But I still hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts or experience with any of these tools. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.